challenger. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. You win. New challenger. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. You win. New challenger. Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Azazel, the resurrected original devil, had been sealed in Zafina's left arm several months prior, and yet the pulsation of his evil had grown stronger by the day. Zafino sought out Claudio Serafino, the most powerful practitioner of the serious marksman. The exorcist revealed that Azazel must materialize if he is to be destroyed completely. And so, Zafina embarked on a journey to bestow a temporary measure of strength to the demon.
When you dared show your face again, Azazel, that was your demise.
Get ready for the next battle.
Let's start this.
Round one. Fight.
Take this! That's all. That's all.
Round two. Fight.
It's over! Straight back. That's all. Take this!
You win. Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
Take this! Take this! Take this!
Round two. Fight.
It's over! I told you. That's all.
You win. Get ready for the next battle.
I feel an ominous aura.
Round one. Fight.
It's over! Take this! Can't hold it in.
It's over!
What have I done?
You win.
This is your fate.
Get ready for the next battle.
Not long before Azazel returns.
のこのこと現れるとはな。
Round one. Fight.
It's over!
Round two. Fight.
It's over! Take this!
That's all.
You win. Round one. Fight.
It's over! Take this!
What have I done?
Round two. Fight.
Take this!
What have I done?
It's over!
I got you.
Final round. Fight.
That's all.
It's over!
I got you.
You win.
Power of the devil. Return to my left arm. Ha! Azazel. Be sealed. Ha! The devil's power has now been sealed inside this crystal. time is now!
Demone immondo! Sparisci per sempre! Via!
Claudio, I thank you. With this, millennia of fighting comes to an end. And now, I will embark on a new journey.
All available troops have been dispatched and are moving to Yakushima. We'll slow down Jin Kazuma and draw out the rebel army. Then take them all out at Yakushima. I assume that's the plan?
ジンは殺すな。俺が直接始末する。
I've scouted a few fighters from the tournament who could prove useful.
Mudada, アザゼルよ。貴様の力は間もなく完全に俺のものになる。貴様も俺の中で溶けてゆけ。
So groß ist Kazuya Mishimas Kraft, dass sie selbst Azazel, seinen Schöpfer, zu verzehren vermochte. Seine Macht muss weitaus größer sein als die Azazels.
ジンが力を取り戻しても一筋縄ではいかないだろうね。
ザフィーナさんが言っていた魔を清めるための道しるべ、そこにかけるしかないのでしょうか。
そういえばクラウディオさんも悪魔を払う力を持っているんでしたよね。
Vielleicht könnten solche Kräfte jene von Devil bändigen oder gar bannen.
Und wenn Jin diese Kraft zu finden vermag?
立ち止まっている暇はない。今はジンを信じて俺たちにできることをするぞ。
これうちの家系図やん。あんたいつの間に？狭い狭い。
パンダが仲間外れはかわいそうでしょ。
わかったからあんま詰めてくんな。で、このジュンってのがジンのお母さんやな。
Oui, mais il y a 7 ans, la lignée principale de la famille Kazama a été exterminée par quelqu'un qui a attaqué Yakushima. Jun Kazama a disparu.
鬼だ。母を殺し、森を焼き、俺から全てを奪っていった。
そんな。
Écoutez tous, nous sommes sur le point d'atterrir à Yakushima.
到着後は二手に分かれるって話やったな。
Oui, Asuka et moi observerons l'armée de la G Corporation.
シャオユーとパンダちゃんはジンのおもりを頼むで。
ねえ、ジンは小さい頃になりたかったものとかある？私はね、自分の遊園地を作って園長になるのが夢だったよ。世界中の人を幸せにしたかったんだ。
世界中か。随分と欲張りだな。だが悪くはない。
それでジンはどうだったの？
夢は特になかった。母さんや屋久島の自然を守れればそれでいいと、それだけを願っていた。いつもここで母さんと手合わせしていた。稽古の後は母さんが作った弁当を一緒に食べて。
ジン、私とも手合わせしてもらっていい？原点をたどれってザフィーナさんも言ってたでしょ。だからお願い。拳を交えて分かることもあるから。
ああ、分かった。
ファイト。
こうして拳を交えるのも久しぶりだ。技のキレが増したようだ。
本気で行くよ、ジン。今度こそ迷わないって決めたから。
シャオユ。俺も負けてはいられないな。
まだまだ。
Fight! Cheer!
私ジンが昔とは変わっちゃったんじゃないかって怖かった。でもジンは私の好きなジンのままだった。守りたいものを見失わないでね。
シャオユ。
島ん中には鬼がおる。
この歌は昔母さんが歌ってくれた。
ジン、あの木に何かあるの？
原点。この先に手がかり。シャオユ、必ず戻る。
Tonight on PBS. Tonight on PBS News Weekend, on the eve of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, polls show Vice President Harris gaining ground in key swing states. Then, America at a crossroads, a look back at the chaos that consumed the 1968 Democratic Convention in Chicago and why it's unlikely to happen again this time.
America before August 28, 1968, and after August 28, 1968, was a different America. The idea that this convention will be a watershed is pretty much inconceivable. Now, this election might be a watershed.
And why a device used to treat a deadly heart condition is under scrutiny.
Major funding for PBS News Weekend has been provided by
Consumer Cellular. This is Sam. How may I help you? This is a pocket dial. Well, somebody's pocket. Thought I'd let you know that with Consumer Cellular, you get nationwide coverage with no contract. That's kind of our thing. Have a nice day.
and with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. And friends of the NewsHour. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm John Yang. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel tonight trying to nail down a ceasefire deal despite some objections from Hamas, even as Israel mounted fresh assaults on Gaza. Israeli airstrikes killed at least 29 people, including 6 children. Israel says it was targeting Hamas rocket launchers. In a cabinet meeting today, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he could be flexible on some parts of the U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal, but would stand firm on others. Netanyahu and Blinken are to meet tomorrow, and Blinken is to fly to Egypt on Tuesday. Ukraine is ramping up military operations in its nearly 2-week-old incursion into Russia. Ukrainian armed forces video shows a vital bridge in Russia's Kursk region being hit by an airstrike. It's the second key span that's been destroyed, severely hampering Russian supply lines. President Volodymyr Zelensky is asking Western allies to lift remaining restrictions on using long-range Western weapons to strike targets deeper in Russia while Russia is weakened. On the eve of the Democratic convention, Vice President Kamala Harris was in the key swing state of Pennsylvania. Harris and running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz made calls to supporters. Speaking to volunteers, Harris compared her leadership style with Donald Trump's.
This campaign is about a recognition that, frankly, over the last several years, there's been this kind of perversion that has taken place, I think, which is to suggest that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, when what we know is the real and true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up.
Former President Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, will be in Pennsylvania tomorrow. And French actor Alain Delon has died. His smoldering good looks lent an air of wounded mystery to dark roles in a string of classic films. He played a hitman in The Samurai, an unscrupulous art dealer in Mr. Klein, and the murderous social climbing Tom Ripley in Purple Noon. Off-screen, he was notorious for his entanglements with women, organized crime, and right-wing politics. Today, French President Emmanuel Macron hailed him as a French monument. Alain Delon was 88 years old. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, a look back at the chaotic 1968 Democratic Convention and why a potentially life-saving heart device is under scrutiny.
This is PBS News Weekend from WETA Studios in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.
It has been an unprecedented run-up to this week's Democratic convention, the incumbent president dropping out under pressure from his own party, and the vice president taking his place. NewsHour anchors Jeff Bennett and Amna Nawaz are in Chicago for the next chapter. Jeff, what's this week going to look like?
Well, John, Democratic officials say the convention will open tomorrow night with the theme For the People. We'll hear from Secretary Hillary Clinton, the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and President Joe Biden, whose primetime keynote address will make the case for electing Kamala Harris. Tuesday will be organized along the theme of what Democrats call their bold vision for America's future, with evening keynotes from Michelle and Barack Obama. Wednesday night, we can expect the campaign to draw a contrast with the Trump ticket, and that's when we'll hear from former President Bill Clinton and Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. And on the last night, as is customary, we'll hear from the nominee herself, Kamala Harris, as she formally accepts the convention's nomination for president, outlines her agenda, and reintroduces herself to the American public. So over the next 4 days, Democrats will look to capitalize on their base's newfound enthusiasm for this campaign, which has really returned the presidential race to a neck-and-neck contest.
That's right, Jeff. You know, I asked multiple Democratic officials and lawmakers, all of whom are attending the convention this week, to describe that sense of enthusiasm. They use words like joy and excitement, and this word I heard a lot, momentum, going into this convention. And we have seen that momentum show up among voters in a race that has shifted dramatically since Vice President Harris moved to the top of the ticket. In fact, the latest battleground state polling shows Harris and former President Trump mostly tied. The latest national polling shows Harris with a narrow lead over Trump. On both fronts, of course, that is an improvement for Democrats from just a month ago when President Biden was still running for re-election. Our White House correspondent Laura Barone-Lopez has been covering the Harris-Walz campaign. She's here with us in Chicago. So, Laura, as we've been saying, this is a very different convention to the one Democrats were planning just a few weeks ago. What's the vibe been like here in Chicago?
It's totally different, and you can feel it here on the ground in Chicago. Democrats are motivated in a way that we didn't hear them be motivated prior to Kamala Harris jumping in, and when it was a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And to seize on that momentum, Kamala Harris, the vice president, is in Pennsylvania campaigning alongside her vice presidential pick, Tim Walz. They have a bus tour that's going through Western Pennsylvania as well as Pittsburgh, and the campaign is holding 2,800 battleground state events where they are signing up more than 10,000 volunteers for shifts this week to knock on doors, including some high-profile surrogates are out there. Pete Buttigieg, along with his husband, in the state of Wisconsin, going through that key battleground state as they try to really just capitalize, as you said, Jeff, on the momentum that they're feeling with their base.
And Laura, I know you've been speaking with Democratic voters about this race. What have they been telling you?
I've been speaking to a number of Democratic voters, not just here in Chicago, but also in Wisconsin, and they tell a similar story. Essentially, a lot of them used words like nervous, worried. They used words like grim when I asked them how they felt about this rematch when it was a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and then how they feel now that Kamala Harris is about to, go through this convention and she's the Democratic nominee, how they feel about that. The race has totally changed, and they say that now they're more hopeful, that they feel like all of the dynamics have shifted, that they sense it in their communities, and they are clearly much more excited to just go out and vote. And they feel as though that Democrats potentially have a chance to win this election when they didn't necessarily feel that just a few weeks ago.
Laura, I know you've also been speaking with black voters in particular, of course, who are a key part of that Democratic coalition voting bloc. What are you hearing from them?
So, as you both know, Donald Trump has been trying to siphon away specifically black voters because, of course, the vast majority of black voters vote for Democrats, more than 80% almost every election cycle. But he is thinking, Donald Trump is thinking that at the margins, maybe he can siphon away a few black voters. I've been talking to some who voted for Trump in the past, saying that they aren't as necessarily interested in voting for him this time, but they're not exactly sold on Kamala Harris yet. And they want to hear more from her, speaking directly to them, specifically on the economy. They want to hear a lot more from her on those issues, on housing, which we've seen that she started to roll out more of her plans to differentiate herself from President Joe Biden. But the black women that I've spoken to are incredibly excited, and they feel as though that the country is ready to elect its first black woman and South Asian president. So they're hoping that that what they're feeling is something that a lot of other women are feeling across the country, and a lot of them name issues like reproductive rights and healthcare and abortion for why they're excited about Harris.
We may expect to hear a lot more, hopefully more details too, on this stage behind us for the rest of the week. Laura Barone-Lopez, be here with us in Chicago all week. Thanks so much, Laura.
Thank you.
John, we will send it back to you.
Thanks, Amna, Jeff, and Laura, and the entire team in Chicago. And they will all be there for live special coverage every night of the Democratic National Convention, beginning Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern here on PBS. Chicago has hosted more presidential conventions than any other U.S. city, stretching back to 1860 when Republicans nominated Abraham Lincoln. But perhaps none was as notorious or as consequential as the 1968 Democratic Convention, when deep divisions over the Vietnam War played out on both the convention floor and on the streets of Chicago. That history and its relevance to today is the subject of tonight's installment of Judy Woodruff's ongoing series, America at a Crossroads.
You know, we thought of ourselves as revolutionaries in those days, and we were really irked by the Democratic Party and the war in Vietnam.
Michael James was in Chicago in 1968 when the protests at the Democratic Convention began.
It's not just the war in Vietnam. I mean, it was early women's movement, certainly civil rights movement. People were really aware of what was going on in the world and were taking it out on the Democratic Party. We were demonstrating because all of the delegates were staying here.
I met him across the street from the Hilton in downtown Chicago, where he took part in some of the most intense clashes, including when he and others began rocking a police van.
And there's a lot of myths about tipping it over, but we never did. We rocked it. This guy in the passenger seat.
Right here.
Right here. He comes out. He grabs one of these guys. I grabbed him. I took him down. and I disappeared.
It was another violent moment in an already bloody year.
We've got some difficult days ahead.
Civil rights leader Martin Luther King had been assassinated, leading to days of riots in major cities, including Chicago. Mired in the Vietnam War, which would kill tens of thousands of Americans, President Lyndon Johnson decided not to seek a second term.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
He threw his support behind his vice president, Hubert Humphrey, but it was up to the delegates to choose a new nominee at the convention. Then in June, less than 3 months before the convention was set to begin, one of Humphrey's challengers, Robert F. Kennedy, was gunned down.
The menace of violence was everywhere. It was inside the convention hall, it was outside the convention hall.
Chicago-based author and journalist Rick Perlstein has written extensively about that summer, including in his book, Nixonland, The Rise of a President and the Fracturing of America. We met at the Chicago History Museum last week.
It all came to a head on Thursday, August 28th, when the protesters tried to march to the convention hall from this hotel downtown. Were kind of waylaid by the police, so they decided to sit down right in the middle of the street, do a sit-down strike right in front of the cameras. And the Chicago police waded into the crowd with billy clubs and just randomly started beating people as hard as they could, throwing them into police wagons. When the police wagon was full, they'd throw a tear gas canister inside, and then they would close the doors. And the protesters were chanting, "The whole world is watching."
The city's mayor, Richard J. Daley, was incensed by protesters threatening to disrupt the convention. Police were also angry, feeling they had been held back from responding in full force earlier that year during the riots following King's assassination. And many of the protesters thought the country would be on their side.
But it turned out that most of the country seemed to side with the police, believed that they must have been provoked.
And with George McGovern as President of the United States, we wouldn't have to have Gestapo tactics in the streets of Chicago.
At the same time, there was chaos inside the convention hall as the party battled over whether to call for the end of the Vietnam War.
That was equally conflict-ridden, and all of these forces came together in an extraordinary confluence of violence, anger, and all of it was seen on TV.
In the end, Perlstein explained, most Americans sided with the police. Richard Nixon ran on a promise to restore law and order.
A growing concern is also the issue of peace at home.
That November, he narrowly beat the eventual Democratic nominee, Vice President Hubert Humphrey.
It was definitely an inflection point in many, many things. It was an inflection point for the Republican politics of law and order, and basically presenting themselves as the forces of hierarchy, decency.
G 社軍の狙いはおそらく2つ。一つは風間陣の確保。もう一つは陣を守ろうと動く我々の殲滅だ。
これが G 社の戦力展開予想図だ。俺たちは小隊に分かれ、各エリアの主力部隊を叩く。
一人当たり10人くらいですね。
ですが、ジンさんを失うわけにはいきません。
G 社は大会に出場した格闘家たちを雇い入れていると聞く。
そうであっても必ず陣を守り抜く。それに心強い助っ人もいる。
必ず戻るって今度は言ってくれたもんね。この音はまさか。
Jin Kazama will have to face great difficulties. When the time comes, You must protect him.
はい、必ず。ジンは私が守る。
Fight.
もう怒ったよ。全力で決める。約束したんだから。どうだ。ずっと待ってたんだから。今だ。ジンのところへは行かせない。ジン、ジン。なに、母さん。いい、ジン。風間の拳は大事な人を守るためにあるのよ。わかった。じゃあ僕、母さんを守るよ。
The newest suppression weapon is nearly ready.
Understood.
全員揃ったようだな。
I can't let Kazuya go about doing whatever he wants. And I want to offer Jin my help.
共に戦ってくれることを改めて感謝する。
国連軍も到着済みだ。
Juste à temps pour la fête. いよいよだな。これより我々は G 社兵力との戦闘に突入する。戦力差は圧倒的だ。苦戦を強いられるのは間違いない。だが我々は悪魔に支配される未来を望まない。
Le destin du monde repose sur vos épaules.
全軍突撃！
「
のでダースは目の前の敵に集中してください。
助かるアリサ。
Is fighting for us. The commander's lead.
わかった。想像以上に数が多いな。どうした？おじけづいたのかい？まさかこの程度で手こずっていてはジンに合わせる顔がない。
Nous partons pour l'objectif Bravo. Commandant Lars, je vous laisse vous charger de ça.
Resistance is futile. Surrender at once. Let's show everyone what we're made of. You're completely outnumbered.
You really think you stand a chance against us?
Glad you're the one that's got my back.
Fight.
これだけいればいいデータが取れそうだ。さあ、かかってきたまえ。
射撃兵です。遠距離からの攻撃に注意してください。
It's time to get seriously. Fight.
君がビクター提督の懐刀か。そちらは任せたよ。
What the hell? Is that a ninja in their ranks?
Ninja? You've got to be kidding me.
Battle's in our favor.
fired. Get down. Get down.
Great. How trivial. Resuming mission.
Creí que había conectado ese golpe.
Du bist doch Azucena von der Ortiz Farm. Stehst du jetzt auf der Seite der G-Corporation?
En fin. Si estás con la corporación G, será una excelente publicidad para mi café. Además, ¿no crees que el café ayudará a alcanzar la paz mundial?
Bitte was?
Te interpones entre la paz mundial y yo.
Hä? Du behandelst mich wie ein Verbrecher?
¡Genial!
Fight!
Augen auf! Es gibt keinen Grund für uns zu kämpfen! Okay, legen wir los! Das! Dich mach ich fertig!
¡Arriba! No está mal. Por cierto, ¿cómo me conoces?
Es gibt auf der ganzen Welt keinen Kaffeeliebhaber, der dich nicht kennt.
¡Oh! ¿Eres amante del café? Claro, lo suponía. Por cierto, ¿de dónde eres? Espera, déjame adivinar. Tu cara me dice Kilimanjaro. ¿Alemania? Tal vez no.
Deutschland.
Ah, ¿adiviné? Entonces, el nuevo producto será la mezcla matutina de Azucena. Lo pondré a la venta en Alemania. ¡Hasta luego!
Was hat sie nur vor?
Law. Why are you with G Corporation?
It's your fault I'm standing here right now.
What are you talking about?
You promised we'd split the tournament prize, remember? Paul, I expect you to keep your promise now that you beat me.
Hmm? Yeah, I won't let him go unchecked. Oh? Oh!
Pay up, jerk.
Shut up! There's none left!
Fight!
Money's driven you mad! Hell! I'll kick your ass! show you. Boost! Strongest in the universe! Money's driven you mad! With all the talk about money! I'll never pay you! He makes it sound like it's no big deal! I'll kick your ass! I'll kick your ass! You will pay me! It's justice. I don't have anything! Kuma! You saved me.
إذن سيرجي Dragunov يقودهم. Laissez-moi m'en charger. Nous avons des affaires à régler.
I can cause a commotion and try to distract them.
هيا بنا.
Watch out for artillery fire! Ah!
Fire!
Hey, watch it! Those G-Corp guys. Who brings a tank to a fight?
Ça prouve à quel point la menace est sérieuse.
يثبت أنهم يعتبرون تلك أزمة تهديدا. لهذا السبب علينا حمايته.
Oui. Je vous laisse vous en occuper.
fight. こちらアリサ。強力な警察攻撃をしてくる敵がいるようです。警戒を。赤いジャック7は出力
take down.
Just our luck. They're all elite. This isn't gonna be easy. King. Yeah, that's right. We got the one and only king on our side.
Yeah! We're not going down without a fight!
We outnumber and outgun them.
I'm too fast to get caught by a bullet.
Multiple enemies spotted. Don't let them surround you.
Where the hell did you come from? Someone take the sniper down ASAP! Finish! There are more of them than I thought. Finish! That doesn't change my plans. They're all going down.
Damn it! Our unit's getting wiped out!
Finish! Hold on a little longer. I'm sure your boss will handle this. I'll leave the rest to you.
Cela faisait longtemps. Ange blanc de la mort. Fight! Pour toi! Je te tiens! Tu es toujours sur notre chemin. Rien qui unit nos destins prend fin aujourd'hui. Pour toi! Il est très fort pour s'enfuir. Ici Victor, mission accomplie. Quelle est votre situation, Lars?
こちらラス、増援部隊が多く苦戦中だ。
ナース、島全体のスキャンが完了しました。
ジンたちの居場所は分かったか？
はい。シャオヨウさんや G 社軍からジンさんを守っているようです。ただジンさんの意識レベルが異常値を示しています。何か胸騒ぎがします。
アリサ、リー、ここで敵の排除に当たってもらえるか？預かろう。アリサ、ジンの居場所を端末に送ってくれ。
そう言うと思って送信済みです。
ありがとう。二人とも頼んだぞ。
将浴血前进。Why do you seek your own destruction? 力量方是至高无上之根本。Fight. No joy. But the wrong goal will lead to destruction. You my last resort. Weak. Dumb.
Suppression weapon Jack 8, ready for deployment.
Roger that. Deploy at once. まだこの島に残っていて大丈夫なのか？ニーナ・ウィリアムズ。It seems you're very well informed. So, tell me more about yourself. がっかりさせてくれるなよ。You're finished. G 社か。変わり身が早い。You're being tested. ぬるいね。ご自慢の暗殺術とやらはどうした？Go to sleep. The technique. 者か。代わりにNot bad. You're finished. This hurt. Good technique, but power. This hurt. いいぞ。屈服するがいい。立場をわきまえろ。私が何者か理解できたか I see. You're Mishiman's. My job with G Corporation is finished. I'm done here. どうだ私の下で働かないか I'm willing to negotiate. If it's after my vacation.
ここは私が皆さん逃げてください
Fight.
これ以上させませんや
que nous arrivons à temps.
あんた大丈夫かはいお二人ともありがとうございますこれでエリア一帯の従者兵力を相当しましたこの反応は
雑魚どもめ、ここでまとめて死ぬがいい。
今度こそ私を殺してみせろ。
これで残るは奴だけだ。そこか。風間陣、引導を渡してやる。